we're seeing this huge upsurge. It's actually, in my view, a beneficial upsurge in people thinking about internet security and using VPNs, which I think everybody should be doing. And but that does mean that it isn't going to have the impact or the effect that the government hopes it will.
Let's try and unpick this, shall we? Because the Online Safety Act, it's new, it's complicated, and lots of people oppose it. Why are you concerned about it in the context of Wikipedia?
Well, I think one of the most important things to understand is that Wikipedia is very much at risk of being classified as Category 1, which means sort of among the most dangerous websites. That right there tells you something's not quite right in the way this is written. So we're pointing out to people, look, there are dangerous things online. There's all kinds of terrible things. The act should be focusing on those things, not on things that are not actually in any way shown to be harmful.
And why is it that Wikipedia falls into that bracket? Because lots of people listening will understand that, there's age verification, for example, on things like pornographic websites or extremely violent content that's designed to prevent young people from seeing it. So what's the problem with Wikipedia? Why are you falling into that net?
Well, one of the reasons is there's a very strict limit on the number of users. And so we obviously have more than 6 million users in the UK. That pushes us in that direction. We're also generated by a community. People write things. We have all kinds of topics in Wikipedia. And so there's not any obvious sort of easy way for us to know how is this going to apply to us. We're still in negotiations with Ofcom. We're hopeful that sanity will prevail, but the law is actually quite badly written. And of course, the other side effect, of course, is that we're seeing this huge upsurge. It's actually, in my view, a beneficial upsurge in people thinking about internet security and using VPNs, which I think everybody should be doing. But that does mean that it isn't going to have the impact or the effect that the government hopes it will.
That's interesting. Why do you think everyone should be using a VPN? Because often people associate VPN use with users on the internet who are trying to access content that is illegal.
Yeah, so my VPN protects me against malware. It protects me against phishing websites. It does a whole host of things, including keeping my internet connection private, which means that my ISP or whoever can't be snooping on what I'm doing. I think, when we think about internet security, we also have to realize that oftentimes bumbling regulation interferes with that. I mean, I'm a person who worries about, probably excessively, but I worry about Chinese state actors or things like this. So I really focus a lot on security, but I think everybody should. I mean, you've got your bank details, your health information, your computer, all of these things really necessitate taking it very seriously, being secure. And a VPN is one path to that.
Just on the back on Wikipedia on the impact that this might have, you're so concerned you've taken it to the High Court. If, in theory, it goes the way you are worried it might go, what difference would users in the UK notice? Would things look different? Would they have to verify themselves to get onto Wikipedia? What might happen?
Well, it's very, very complicated, the act, and how we would respond. I mean, it's a little premature at the moment. Certainly, there are provisions in the act that would, require us to identify editors. It's a really complicated thing. If one user blocks another, then we can't show that user any of the content, which means, I mean, for an open encyclopedia, it means if you don't like the people you're editing with, you block them all and they can't edit the same article as you. And that's really not the way Wikipedia works. It's for everyone to come find a consensus, find a compromise. And so just the act just doesn't even contemplate something like Wikipedia, which is not social media. It's a collaborative editing environment that's sort of sharing knowledge. And so, it's hard to even get our heads around what we're meant to do.
So does this mean, in a way, then, you agree with Nigel Farage, the leader of the Reform Party in this country? He said the act is, and I'm quoting him here, state suppression of genuine free speech. Are you in agreement with his view on the act?
Well, I don't want to be put into a camp of agreeing with Nigel Farage, although I do agree it's quite absurd to sort of accuse him of siding with pedophiles. Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now is that because websites like Reddit are having a very difficult time understanding what their duties are. They are blocking access to stop smoking forums. And as far as I'm concerned, if someone's 16 or 17 and they have started vaping and started smoking, they would like to stop. It's ridiculous to say, oh, no, you can't look at stop smoking forums until you're of an appropriate age. But if it's an open forum, of course, some people will say different things and they'll be exposed to that. But you know what? That's part of growing up, is sort of getting out there and seeing the debates. And so when we see an act so badly written that legitimate contact is being blocked, that's a huge problem.
So I take it you don't agree then with Peter Carl, who said those who want to overturn it are on the side of predators like Jimmy Savile.
I definitely don't. That was, I think Peter will come to regret having said that. That's a pretty extreme thing to say.
Finally, there is an MP in this country who has created an AI version of himself. He's come in for a bit of criticism because it hasn't necessarily worked out the way that he hoped. But do you reckon that's the future?
I really doubt it. So, I mean, I'm excited about AI. I think there's a lot of potential. There are a lot of interesting things, but it's so full of errors. It's so full of hallucinations and so forth that we're a long way from that. I think it has certain limited uses, and that's great. I'm particularly excited about it, not so much the large language models, but the explorations, the research being done in healthcare. It's an astonishing time to be alive, really.
Might make Wikipedia a bit pointless though, because a lot of people now, if they're going to search something, they search it maybe on Google, another search engine, and it comes up with an AI answer at the top, and they don't even bother going on to click another link. They just accept the AI's version or the précis that the AI provides. So Wikipedia might not survive it.
Well, no, we haven't seen any impact on our traffic really. Obviously we keep an eye on that. Obviously, we're always concerned about changes in the internet environment. How does it impact us? But we're a community of people who enjoy writing encyclopedia, and that's what we do as a hobby. And all of the AIs are trained intensively on Wikipedia data, so we feel a very heavy responsibility to try to be as accurate and neutral as we can. But if I can't read Wikipedia, then we've all got a much bigger problem, which is, how would you like to have an AI trained only on Twitter? That might be a bit crazy.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't go well. Jimmy, thanks very much for your time.
Yes, great. Thank you.
That is Jimmy Wales there, the founder of Wikipedia, joining us live on the program.
I don't know how to use a VPN. I don't think.
Well, you can download one and pay for it. It's a product that you buy and pay for. I mean, I think there probably are free VPNs, although I don't know because I don't have one. But I think it's a product that you pay for. And many people do see it, as Jimmy Wales was saying there, as a way to protect yourself online. You can't be tracked around the internet. You can't be provided with these adverts. But other people have always argued that it's a way to avoid being monitored.
Yeah.